G'day folks, I'm Wayne, Land and Bay Fishing. This week, very simple video, very quick video about fishing for bream on the pylons with soft plastics. We'll get straight into it. At the end of the vid, there'll be a couple of videos. Those videos have been compressed. They're older videos, well not that old, but they're videos that I've already made. I'm going to take a lot of the wishy-washy out, and it's just me catching a few bream on the pylons. Preaching, or practicing what I'm preaching today. The rod and the reel, the rod's an LRF rod that I use nearly 100% of the time in relation to bream fishing with soft plastics. I love the LRF by Kuma, and it doesn't break the bank. The reel, any reel between 1500 and 2500, try and get a bit of quality in your reel and they'll last. Again, I use the Kuma reels. The Apix is the one that I use. So a nice small reel filled with braid. So the braid between a 4 and a 5 pound braid, and then your leader anywhere from 4 pound up to about 6 pound. I like to keep it lighter. If you don't like rigging very often, probably go a bit heavier around that 6. You do get break-offs on the pylons, there's no question about it. So if you don't like rigging up as often, go a little bit heavier, go up to the 6 pound leader. But a 4 pound you will get more bites. So that's the rod, the reel and the line. The business end, I'll show you what I use. We'll start with the hooks. The hooks are it's a hidden weight. Now what I mean by that, if I put my hand there, I think you can see that. You see the weights on the shank of the hook? Well, that weight gets hidden within the soft plastic. So I've got 3 sizes that dominate my tackle box, and the sizes are, the smallest one's about 1/40th and it goes up to about a 1/16th. So you can suit yourself what you like. The 1/16th is probably the heaviest I use on pylons. If it's running so hard that a 1/16th don't work, I probably won't fish the pylons, I'll move somewhere else. I like the turn of the tide, so bottom of the tide, top of the tide, when you've got that wishy-washy water, and you can really smash it into the pylons and the baits will drift down and stay in and around those pylons when it's rushing. So you get a full moon or no moon and you get big tides, so low lows and high highs, so you get a lot of tidal movement. That tidal movement causes a lot of run. When you're right in the middle of the tides between low and high or high and low, it's nearly impossible to fish the pylons well, so I'll fish somewhere else. Anyway, they're the hooks, so around a size 1, up to 1/0 with the hidden weight, and then the soft plastics. I love Z-Man Grubs, and Z-Man Slim Swims. The only size I use for bream, a 2.5 inch. I do not go bigger than 2.5 inch. And I do not go heavier than a 1/16th up against the pylons. That's how I fish for bream. The colours I like in relation to the Z-Mans, you can see a variety of colours here. The 2 that I mostly use are the Pearl and the Motor Oil. Those 2 there. Ooh. So the Pearl and the Motor Oil, I use, if the water's a dirty murky colour, I'll use the Motor Oil. I'll keep it the similar colour to the water, and if the water's really clear and clean, like in the middle of winter, like it is right now, I'll go with the brighter, lighter colours, like your Pearl, or your, I think they call that bubblegum, and even your little speckly pinks. They're the soft plastics, they're the hooks. That's the gear I used. In relation to method, you'll see that in the video coming up, but it's basically a jiggle for bream. So you throw it in nice and close to your pylons, you let it waft down. Quite often you'll do nothing with the line and you'll get the strike. So the bream like it just wafting nice and slow, but if you have to do anything, it's a rattle, not a lift. So rattle, a little vibration in your arm, and it's just enough to wobble the line and give that tail a bit of movement. Little rattle, little rattle, little rattle. When your lure gets a little bit further away from the pylons or it's hit the bottom, it's time to retrieve and throw it up against the pylons again. Just keep repeating that method. Absolutely promise you, you will catch a bream. The only other thing that I'll say really helps with the pylons is an electric motor. If you don't have an electric motor, you can anchor out from the pylons and just play it up against the pylons. But if you're going to do it that way, I'd suggest throwing a little bit of burley about. That'll bring some of the bream from the other pylons to your pylons. You won't have to move as often to lift that anchor. If you're lazy like me, that's important. Hope you get something out of this video. Don't forget to stick around and watch the videos at the end that demonstrates exactly what I've been saying here with the gear that I've been talking about. Hope you got something out of it. Hit that subscribe button for me and catch you on the next video. Take care. G'day folks, Wayne, Overlanding Bay Fishing. Welcome to the channel. We've got a comp on this month, it's the month of March. We're just out of the pylons here under the Hornibrook Bridge, and we're looking for bream. Got to catch 2 fish today. Well, our target is a bream each and a flathead each, just to get on the board, and we'll upgrade from there. So that's what we're doing today. Just how we're fishing these pylons. We'll spot lock just off the bridge, just so out of there, the other side of the bridge, so that we don't lose GPS. Once we're spot locked in between 2 bridges, we work the pylons. We try and get the lures as close as we can to the backwash behind the pylons, because the fish, like us, a bit lazy, and they'll sit in the slack water if they can. Do go through some leaders fishing like this, so make sure if you do have a go, check your leader every now and then. You might have to change it, or at least cut it a bit shorter. What we're using today is 2.5 inch. Jordan's got Slim Swim, I've got a Z-Man grub.
Yep.
Good bream by a little bit.
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh, we didn't bump.
It almost took the...
That's a wire. I am a good fish, but oh yeah, it looks good fish too. Good fish. Nice. That is a top bream. I reckon it'll go 32. Caught on a little Z-Man Slim Swim, 2.5 inch. Oh, that's a good fish too. I dropped it on that one. I didn't even cast it. I'm away from pylons now, so it's good. It's not going to be an upgrade, it's not that good, but still a good fish. That's it. Beautiful! That is a solid fish. That's what we got there, probably 30, 31. Caught on a hidden weight, 1/16 with a 2.5 inch Z-Man Slim in motor oil. It's really doing the damage to motor oil the last day or two. Loving it.
Oh, yes! Oh, yeah! Oh, good fish, this one.
Another nice 30 centimetre fish. Not quite an upgrade, I need 34 for an upgrade. This one will probably be 31 again. Again, same motor oil. Another one, 16th hidden weight. Just throwing it up against the pylon and letting it drift down, flutters down. Normally they'll take it on that flutter, I don't do anything with it. But if they haven't taken it once it's about 2 or 3 feet down, then I give it a little wind. That just causes the tail to give a vibration. The bridge runs from Brighton through to Clontarf. It's about 2.5 kilometres long and hundreds of pylons. Holds all sorts of fish. A session at the pylons is very rarely not rewarding. You'll struggle not to catch fish at the pylons. They may not be huge, but they're plentiful.